I've said it plenty of times before in previous episodes and I guess on Instagram and Twitter within the previous weeks to months, maybe even the last year and a half, I guess. Yeah, you're right, year and a half, I'm right, year and a half, sounds that right, of how I'm going to be developing more segments, like not just like off the cuff stuff 2 days in advance, but like segments that take maybe up to like weeks to 2 to 3 months of development, and this is what the next segment is one of those. For an example, it's all about my dick. No joke, that is what the segment I'm alluding to is, and then that's why this music's playing in the background, an instrumental karaoke recreation of Mickey Avalon's My Dick. The context to what the segment is, because the segment doesn't really have much to explain off of it, so this is what it is. The segment coming up is of the theme music to the film, the original from 1973 of Shaft. I cut the vocals parts of the theme song out, so it's perfectly mixed, just instrumental. Set an audio mix to various OnlyFans top shelf women I didn't pay for, the cock ratings. And I took the compilations I put together of the best within my archive file of such. So this truly is a segment from start to finish of my dick. Lastly, I'll say just one thing before a talking point about this, before the Shaft Presents cutaway segment proceeds, is that, ladies, if you, are biased and are turned off by the intro to what this, next segment is, and you make it all the way through to the end of the segment, I have some words to say after said segment ends. If you know what I mean. So let's let this ridiculous montage segment kick it.
So I looked at your pictures, and actually, I think you have one of my favorite types. You have a really decent size, but what I liked from what I could see in those photos, I think you had really good girth, and I feel like you could do a lot with that. And yeah, so if I had to give you a rating, I think I would actually give you a 9 out of 10. I liked everything that I saw. And I liked all the angles in your pictures, so thank you so much for that.
I think you have a 10. I like the way it looks. It's nice, and long, just the way I like it.
Hello. Let's look at your dick. Okay, so you sent me one photo. I like that you have hair, but I do like ball shaped, but I love hair everywhere else. I think it's really hot. I love hairy dudes. Very sexy for me. Thickness looks perfect. Length looks plenty. That's plenty of cock. I give you cock, I don't know, you look like a 9 out of 10. Yeah. I only have one angle, so this is like from what I can see, but congratulations, you have a really nice cock. I feel like it would be really fun to like worship with my tongue before I shoved it all the way down my throat. And let you fill my throat up with every last drop of cum that you have in those balls.
Hi, your name is on here. I don't think that's your actual name, but hi. I'm looking at your picture now, and wow, first of all, it's kind of pretty. Normally I don't think they're pretty, but yours is. If I were to guess how big, I would probably say like 6 inches, I think. I don't know, it's hard to guess sometimes, but it looks really big, and you have like nice thickness, I think is like the way to say it. I prefer that over length, but you have both, so that's nice. If I were to rate it, I'd say probably like a 9.2. A 9.2 out of 10. I can't give you a full 10, so, but I feel like a 9.2 is pretty good.
Hey baby, the first thing I noticed for your cock is a tip. I just think it's so suckable. I wish I could have wrapped my lips around it. If I were to give you a blowjob, I would start at the tip and tease you. I think it would A, feel so good, and B, I would just like to watch you squirm while I put my lips around your tip. I think you're a great length. I usually prefer my cocks around like 4 to 7 inches, and I think you fit within that range. I think it would be perfectly pleasurable. If I had to pick one position for you to fuck me in, I think it'd be doggy, just so I could feel it on my stomach. But yeah, I really like your cock. I would rate it an 8 out of 10.
Thanks for sending that message of your cock, Daddy. I've just seen it. It's so big, I think it's the perfect size for me. It's the perfect length and girth for me to ride you. I would definitely give you a 10 out of 10 because that is a nice fucking cock.
So ladies, if you're an audience member, a listener, frequent listener, or just into me all the way around and you stumbled upon that segment, I am open for shop, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna take you to the candy shop. My very tacky 50 Cent reference and parody. As promised and guaranteed, as stated earlier in this episode, the reason for doing that segment was completely influenced by a stand-up bit or joke done by Donald Glover, a.k.a. Childish Gambino, years ago. And I can't remember which of his Comedy Central specials which it was part of, but nonetheless, in one of his specials that aired on Comedy Central, he did a joke about Shaft and race swapping. I looked at it many ways of how I could abridge it to the really point I wanted and needed, but after much deliberation in my chambers, I have decided as of now, the only way to truly get the context of the joke that I'm referencing, made by Donald Glover, just playing the whole 2.5 minutes in its entirety. I'll give the rest of my own narrative of why being fixated as long as I have on that particular joke of his led to the segment that just happened regarding Shaft.
Okay, for those of you who have a life, basically, what happened was there was they were talking about on this geek blog about making Spider-Man. They're redoing it. So they said that maybe this new Spider-Man, since they're making it so quickly after making these other Spider-Mans, maybe they should make it real different. Make it kind of like dark and edgy, like the Dark Knight, and put it in modern day times and stuff. And maybe Spider-Man, maybe he doesn't have to be white. Maybe he can be black or Hispanic or something like that. And then somebody put a big picture of me in the comments. It was like, Donald Glover can play Spider-Man. He's nerdy. And I was like, okay. And somebody sent that to me, so I was like, oh yeah, I'll put that up. So I put it up on my Twitter, and I was like, oh, Donald for Spider-Man, let's do this. Kind of joke, but also like, who doesn't want to be Spider-Man? That'd be cool. And that's when the world went crazy. And half the world was like, Donald for Spider-Man. We're only gonna watch the next Spider-Man if Donald Glover's playing Peter Parker. And the other half was like, he's black, kill him! Like, it was so fast. It was so fast. It was insane. Like, you were either very hot or cold on the subject. And I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything during that whole time. I just laid low. But I did read one comment that was like, oh, we're gonna make Spider-Man black now? We're just gonna make Spider-Man black now? That's what we're gonna do? We're just gonna make Spider-Man black? That's what we're gonna do? We're gonna make Spider-Man black now? We're gonna make Spider-Man black? Well, why don't we just have Michael Cera play Shaft? And I didn't respond to any of the stuff I saw online, except for that one. I wrote back, yes. That would be fucking amazing if fucking Michael Cera played Shaft. I'd watch that movie every day. I'd go broke. It's like, yes, one more for Shaft, please. Like, I'd be there every day. I mean, like, wouldn't that be awesome to be watching a movie? To be like, hey, Shaft, what's going on, baby? Oh, nothing. Let's find some hoes. Like, that'd be so awesome. I'd watch that all the time. The thing that bothered me the most about that, the thing that really got under my skin was that people kept bringing up Shaft. Like I care about Shaft. Like I must care. He's black. He must love Shaft. He's like I give a fuck about Shaft. Like, we're like, oh no, don't take out Shaft. Like, I don't care. I don't care about Shaft. Like, it's just like Shaft was the black Spider-Man or something like that. He's just like, oh yeah, white people, you guys get this dude who swings from building to building and saves people, and black people, you get this dude who slaps women sometimes. Enjoy. Like, what? No, that's not okay. He's like, he's not even a superhero. He's just a black guy. He's just a black dude. He's not a superhero. You couldn't have no Shaft ride at Universal Studios. You can have like, yeah, what we do is we put you in the car, and then we set up like 5 women mannequins, and then you hold your hand out and you just slap them all. Just slap them all.
Ironically, I've been obsessed with the movie Shaft way before that special aired while I was at the time in high school. Because, for one, I've always been a deep fan of South Park. And as we know, the character Chef, who quit the show decades ago, was the original actor who played Shaft in the 70s. I think first, it was either the one from 73 upwards was either a trilogy with 3 Shaft films or 4. I don't want to look it up at the moment while recording this. But they're either 3 original. Well, there are also other Shafts because there's the Samuel L. Jackson Shafts where he plays Shaft in the Shaft universe, his son, and then the newest one where you have this son of Shaft, which was also called Shaft. Nonetheless, I enjoyed all of them. All of them are great films, but the original Shaft from 73, the guy who also played Chef, and Samuel L. Jackson's are my favorite. Absolutely. Samuel L. Jackson is I think my favorite actor still alive who's still doing works. Not works, but you know what I mean, working. Yes, I've been obsessed with Shaft for very much of years now, almost a decade plus. In this earlier in this episode, I mentioned of university classes regarding film and shit. I don't want to say shit, but yeah, that type of stuff. I no joke recently took a 16 long week course dedicated solely on Shaft films. I'm not going to say too much about that. I have some notes written down and might be added into my memoir because reasons. That's only really what I'll allude to now in the Shaft 16 long course, but nonetheless. My final point regarding all of this nonsense on this episode regarding Shaft, Donald Glover, and such is because Donald Glover also, one of his specials, had a joke about African-American/black nerds, where he was talking about Kanye's a black nerd and made it cool, same with Obama. But because we're talking about Shaft, and for most of this portion, my dick, I think it's fair to say we have a black, very well-known A-list internet nerd on YouTube I clipped, who happens to be biracial, refer to what I think my dick in this segment needs to be referred to from now on. Hit it!
Let rain!
The last tidbit to close out this segment for real is around like 7 months ago, in April or March, I got into this like really heated argument with a guy at a bar show, and this guy's comic knew is super into like weird YouTube personas from yesteryear, and I guess newer ones as well, who are not really right-wing, if you know what I mean, like apolitical or just guys who are just strange on YouTube. And this guy was very like belligerent, trying to persuade me, and basically arguing that Tayson Day of,
Let rain!
is either on the spectrum or straight up, in his words, not mine.
Retarded.
I don't even like using that word ever. I really don't. But those were his words, and I'll probably tastefully censor it in a weird way, if you know what I mean. Like, okay, as you just heard. And he was just arguing the guy is absolutely just a troll under a bridge. And I was like to this guy, that is not true. He may not be a great singer or a compositionist of music, but you can't take away the fact. I told this guy that he did a music video remix for Dr. Pepper that aired in AMC and Regal pre-movie show, like infomercial shit, and a recurring character in Conan O'Brien's spin-off sitcom on Adult Swim, the Jack and Triumph show. So I don't know, that's pretty successful for
Let rain!
Anyway, the point of bringing this all up is for this episode, My dick is
Toilet rain.
so fucking ridiculous. We're moving on to the next portion of the show, everyone.